My name is Marina Wittemann. I am a multidisciplinary artist. I actually couldn't be anyone else. I believe I was born as an artist. I was curious about things and I always tried to figure out what does it mean in this world, and art became means of explaining this. It was a tool how I can reflect on this world. Style for me, I would not consider it as a surface or technique. I believe it's more about artist character, because I'm structured on one side, but I'm completely illogical. I'm very emotional. I can hate and love at the same moment. And this is how I approach my material. So I screw it, I cut it, I break it. And this is what you see actually how I work. Everything inspires me. It can be everything. Theater, music, fine dining, perfume. It's about how we perceive senses, how we feel it, how our body reflects on this experience. But also it's about how different art fields can be combined and how human beings try to communicate with us through these different fields. Communicate deeper ideas to answer the main question, what does it mean to be alive? I try to be honest in my art, and I believe most important to recognize how fragile we are and that it's all temporary, what's happening here. And I try then just to bring this experience into my art. Looking back, I would say it's YouTube and internet in general, because when you search yourself, you can go, today you can visit in America Yale and listen lectures about music, and tomorrow you can be present in lectures of anatomy, drawing classes in Stroganov University in Moscow. And this is what fascinates me when all things come together. But if I would need to name someone, history teacher in my school, and what she did, she was taking us so often to museums, theater, that I almost felt that it should be like that. And I believe this was a very important experience for me as a kid. First book, I would say it's Sigmund Freud, is introduction of psychoanalysis, because when I read it, I was impressed how actually our mind and body connected, and probably this was the major influence on me. That actually there's many more things which someone would need to tell you about, and you cannot understand it yourself first. Then another book is Nausea by Sartre, because this environment in this book made me feel sticky, that time is not moving, and this is just first time when I felt after reading book that I felt that environment which you describe can be very present. Another important book is Dostoevsky, Notes from Underground, because this is, sometimes I feel it's about me, and sometimes I feel it's about real presence of people here now, on the planet. And after reading this book, I thought he took my soul, shaked it, and gave me back. Oh yes, artworks, I have many, and it would be difficult to define. But if I should, okay, it would be Mark Rothko, color fields, and especially red color field. I remember it was really 5 meters times 4 meters, very big, but this color was so overwhelming, and I was impressed how pure color can communicate so strongly. Another artwork is Title Arc by Richard Serra. I love how he put this humongous metal work on the middle of a very live square, and this artwork blocked the normal path of the people, and then they needed to go around it. At the end it was dismantled. But this experience showed how art can be inconvenient and how art can teach us lessons to go out of your normal routes. With his works, I realized how bodily involvement in the sculpture can happen. Another work which was crucial for me is Philida Barlow. I had a very interesting relationship with this artist, because first my reaction was like, wow, I don't understand this. And I believe this is what challenged me, and I was keep returning to her works. And once I realized that I was already different, world changed for me. I love her small pieces because I believe they are very handy, but in the same way they keep the power of the material and how artists approach the material. I believe all works which I created still important for me, because it's all in stages, and each work which I create is my research, reflection on the world, reflection on the certain thing, or I simply discover myself. For example, with color fields, just working on this series and on this material and on the color, I recognized that I have synesthesia, and I didn't know this. Then I was always coming back to wooden elements in my practice, and they're still present there. And when I was reflecting on this, I recognized that this is coming from my childhood. As a kid, I was working on my father's working space. He had a lot of old materials, cupboards, chairs, and I was able to reassemble them and create something new. This made me think that how our past actually still influence us in present. And for example, vessels, it's a new series on which I'm working now currently, is almost like self-portraits. There's each vessel so present, is with structure inside. It's tried to stay straight upwards, but it's almost collapsing. It's elegant and beautiful, very honest, and I believe there's beyond than that.